Hello, welcome to the Phone Arena video review of the Motorola Citrus. Like the LG Vortex, the Citrus is an entry-level, all-touch Android phone available through Verizon Wireless. Unlike the Vortex, this phone is very cheaply constructed, has poor performance, and overall really isn't very much worth it. It's one of the eco-friendly phones, which means that the plastics are recycled. However, unlike other eco-friendly phones we've seen in the past, the plastics on the Citrus feel very cheap. Not sure if you can pick that up, but you can even hear it scratching. Another issue with it is that it's sharp. You can see this little channel that runs along the phone as a design element. The problem with it is the edges of this battery door are kind of sharp and they grab you. Not so much to the point where they hurt you, but enough to be an annoyance. Another issue we have with the Citrus is the performance of the device. It's not doing it so much right now, but it does lag on us pretty considerably. There you go. You can see the delay between hitting the menu button and actually pulling up the app drawer. It, as you can see, runs Motorola's Moto Blur interface, which no doubt contributes to this. We're not a big fan of custom overlays, but when done right, they can be helpful. However, when done wrong, they can inhibit the device as well as inhibit upgrades, and that's what we're worried about. This is an Android 2.1 device, not 2.2 like we saw with the Vortex, so some of that performance hit can be attributed to that. However, all in all, this phone, you can really tell, was made with the cheap low end in mind. We do have a micro USB charging and data port on the right hand side, and the volume rocker and a dedicated camera key on the right. At the top is a 3.5mm headset jack and the power button. As you can see, this phone does have a backtrack pad, which is very handy when you're browsing the web. Because it has a small display, only 3.2 inches, and 320 by 240 in resolution, the backtrack pad comes in handy. Another thing that we notice, and you just saw there, is that the device tends to change screens when we don't want it to, and we're not even pressing it. It's definitely odd, and something that we don't recommend. Getting back to the backtrack pad, because of the small screen, it's handy to navigate web pages and things like that. It is multi-touch, so you can pinch to zoom and double tap as well. However, because of the laggy software, the double tap is almost useless and takes forever. One of the bright spots on this, in contrast to the LG Vortex, is the camera was actually pretty good. It's 3.2 megapixels, and for the most part took good images. They're not high-end, like on the Motorola Droid X, but at the same time, they very well got the job done for a phone of this caliber. Like the Vortex, we do see a good amount of pre-installed software on here, and this time it does make the phone lag. It is again a Bing phone, which means that you won't see any Google stuff preloaded on it, such as Google Maps or the Google search bar. Overall, we're not too big of a fan of the Motorola Citrus. There are definitely better options, namely the LG Vortex. And really, even at free, this device isn't worth it. It causes too much frustration, doesn't really offer enough, and on the whole, is generally a piece of junk.